Hello, I'm so excited to have you here today to watch this free Patreon video. This is a sample of what I offer you on patreon.com. So you'll be watching something randomly pulled from our history that you can get an idea of what it's like to be a patron. Now you can go over to patreon.com and for free, you can sign up and look at all the different things that we have out there for you. But once you get there, you can look around also and see if there's anything you'd like to do. You can join for $5 a month and watch a video every single day of the work week, Monday through Friday. Or you can choose to be mentored, and there's information on there about that as well. So come on over to Patreon, enjoy this video, and really think about this. Is this something you need, want, deserve? I think you do. Come on, have a great day.
Hello, patrons. Today we're talking about motherhood and the FlyLady system. That is the best combination. I have so many mothers of adult children who say, "Oh, Kat, I wish I had this system when my kids were little. I would have done things so much differently. My life would have been so much easier. My kids would have been yelled at so less often." Okay, motherhood and the FlyLady system is a perfect match to enable you to mesh those things together, motherhood and homemaking. So let's think about it today. If you have little children and you're saying, I'm pulling my hair out, my kids are undoing everything I do, blah, blah, blah. Just remember that you are the home manager and that you are the last word in the home. You are. So when your children tear up a room that you've just cleaned up, I mean, they're jumping on the furniture and slinging the throws and throwing the pillows and pulling the books off the shelves and writing on the wall, then you need to do some discipline. Unless this is something you want them to do, you encourage them to do. If you don't, because number one, my children never jumped on the couch because I wanted my couch to last a long time and not get filthy. Number two, my kids didn't write on the wall because hello, it's not for writing on. Number three, my kids didn't pull books down off the shelves because we learned to respect books. Number four, my kids didn't yell and holler and scream in the house because that was for being outside. So there's some tricks that you need to start, not tricks, but some tools you need to implement. And the biggest tool is discipline. And discipline doesn't mean you go in there, you kids are terrible, what's wrong with you? Nope, it's your fault, because you've allowed them to do it. So you're going to have to slowly change the way things are happening. So when you get the room clean, have the children help you clean the room. Honey, would you please put this over there? Don't ask them to do too many things. Thank you, that looks so nice. And then maybe you can give some gentle, persuasive things that you're saying, but not making them feel like you're making them do stuff. For example, look right here. I'm going to have to wash this couch. You know what I use to wash this? Can you guess? Water? Nope. I use vinegar or whatever it is. And it stinks a little bit, so it doesn't matter because when I'm done, it's going to evaporate and won't be there anymore. So if you ever get a spot on something that's like this, that's what works for it or whatever. And you're just giving them a little information along the way, and they're seeing you work. Okay? Now I'm talking about little kids. If you have big old snarky teenagers who are bad attitude, entitled kids, then it's going to be a lot harder because you waited a lot longer, but you can still do it. Just gentle persuasion. And circumstances. So you're going to have consequences, in other words. Consequences, not circumstances. You're going to have consequences for big kids. So if you go in there and you've got big kids jumping on the couches, 12 years old, I hope not. I certainly hope not. Unless there's a maturity problem, I certainly hope not. So, but maybe they're laying on your couch with their feet over there, they've got their foot over here, and you say, you know what, honey? You certainly can lay on the couch, but please don't put your shoes on the couch because I just cleaned those cushions so that you could have a nice clean couch to lay on. So don't put your shoes on there. Take your shoes off at the door from now on. Mom, it's such a pain. You're so crazy. I know you think I'm crazy, but you're going to do it. So take your shoes off and leave them at the front door. Fine. And then they kick them off in the room and you say, pick them up and go put them by the front door, honey. I'll do it later. No, do it now. I don't want to. I know, and there's a lot of things I don't want to do either, but we have to do things we don't want to do. So go put them in the front now. And then if they continue, you turn off the TV You take the control, whatever it is. You say, I'm sorry, but you have to do what I tell you to do. And if you don't do it again, if I tell you to do something and you don't do it, you're going to have a consequence. You're going to lose whatever, because ultimately you're in charge of everything. I don't care how big and bad they are. You're in charge of everything in that home. You have the power to turn off or disconnect or not pay for anything they have. Not to be mean, but to enforce the fact that you have the control and that they have chosen this control consequence as a result of not doing a very simple thing like putting their shoes by the front door. You see? Discipline is not easy. Discipline is not fun. Discipline, though, however, is very effective. Very effective. The Bible says to spare the rod and spoil the child. And the word spoil there is talking about fruit or vegetables rotting, because you're going to have a rotten kid if you don't discipline them. You don't necessarily have to use a rod, in my opinion, but I believe in discipline, the rod of discipline. Did I spank my children? Yes, I did, but you may choose not to, and that's fine. You have to discipline, however, and discipline is not easy and is never fun, but you have to do it because anything that's worthwhile is difficult, but it'll be worthwhile. That's my little caveat on big bad teenagers. Okay, let's get back to kids going crazy in the living room before you ever have a big bad teenager. So you're going to say no jumping on the couch. That's our new rule. No jumping on the couch, no feet on the couch, and shoes by the front door. That's the rule. So they're still tearing things up and writing on the wall. You've got too many things. You've got to pick the thing that you think is the most important. Or maybe not jumping on the couch is not important to you, maybe writing on the wall. So you say, no writing on the wall, and you're going to come help me clean this right now, and then we're going to have to paint some of this. And if I see you writing on the wall again, here's what the consequence will be. That's your choice, because I'm giving you this to write on, and this to write on, and this to write on, but not the wall. We don't write on the wall. And then they write on the wall again, and they get the big bad consequence, and they cry and scream and say you're unfair and you're mean, and you remind them that they chose the consequence because you offered them the opportunity of resisting writing on the wall. Realizing, however, just know that that's an impulse control issue. So if your child is really little or has an impulse control issue, then you're going to instead remove the writing implements so that they can't write on the wall. Your lipstick can't be handy. Markers can't be handy. Pens and pencils can't be handy. Don't be surprised if they find that if they scratch this little metal toy on the wall that it makes a mark and they write on the wall, because it's an impulse control thing. So you have to reiterate with them, nope, we don't write on the wall, honey. Do you need to write? Come sit at the table. Mom will give you some things to write with. Okay. Do you know how to write your name? Divert. But also, if they do it again and again, you have to have some kind of consequence. Okay, so we're talking about children and getting them in control. The reason I say that FlyLady system and motherhood is the best combination is because, number one, your routines put you in a better position to be in control. Because you get up in the morning and you wash your face, and you put on moisturizer, and you brush your teeth, and you put on makeup, and you comb your hair, and maybe put a little jewelry on. You've gotten dressed, your bed is made, your toilet's swished, your sink is wiped, your dishes are out of the dishwasher or out of the dish rack, and your laundry is going, and you've gone through an inch of paper before the kids ever get up. So you're like Wonder Woman, right? You feel like you aren't Wonder Woman, but you feel in control. Remember, I tell you the 3 things that I'm going to give you is control in your life, control in your home, peace in your life, and learn to love yourself. They're all rooted in these routines. So this routine of giving you that feeling of peace and control and love of yourself happens because of your morning routine and your before bed routine. So in the morning before the children get up, you get yours done. If you don't, you're not going to feel in control. You're going to feel out of control, and you're not going to feel taken care of, because there's no one taking care of you but you. Your husband and children aren't taking care of you. Yes, your husband provides for you. He might provide the money to pay for the roof over your head as well and the groceries in your house. And that is a blessing, and that is his job. Your job is to take care of yourself and your home and your children and your husband. That's your job. Okay? You may work outside the home as well, and that's okay. Your heart is still a homemaker, and you're going to be able to do the FlyLady system and work and take care of your children. It is harder. I will not lie, but you can do it. And this is why you need the FlyLady system, because number one, you're going to be in control in the morning. Number two, the kids, when you're with them, you're able to focus on them, which is what they want. Kids get up, it's time to make your bed and get your clothes on. And so you can guide them through that. If they're teeny tiny, if they're bigger, you just pop them back and forth. Did you wash your face yet? Uh-oh, you forgot to wipe the sink out. Get that done. Come on, I've got breakfast going. You want scrambled eggs and bacon, right? Okay, whatever. And then bigger ones, honey, get up and make your bed, do your stuff, and come to the kitchen dressed. Okay, and then later you go by and you inspect what you expect. Jordan, you didn't make your bed. You didn't make your bed. I'm just beyond myself that you didn't make your bed for the fourth day in a row after we've had this discussion over and over. Get in here and make your bed. And so Jordan comes in and makes his or her bed. And then you say, thank you, that looks so much better. Do you know why I ask you to make your bed every morning? Because it's an accomplishment first thing in the morning. I know you don't appreciate that right now, but you will. Okay, so that's what you have to do. That's motherhood. It's a discipline of yourself to discipline your children, but it's also a discipline of yourself to discipline yourself, to make sure that you're doing these things, inspecting what you expect, but also putting on your moisturizer. These are things you need to do. Okay, so when you get to the point where you have to do, maybe you're homeschooling or your kids go to school or your kids are being schooled at home through distance learning, you've got some responsibilities regarding your children's education, but you also have the responsibility of doing your zone, which is 15 minutes, and at some point in the day, the earlier the better, to do your basic weekly plan. It could be the weekly home blessing hour, it could be planning and desk day, it could be errand day, it could be car and purse day. Those are the 4 that have activities. Work activities. We also have free day, which is a basic weekly plan for you to have a free day. We also have family fun day, and we have renew your spirit day. So these days, each one is equally important for different reasons. But for you, I want you to get up, do your morning routine, get the kids through their morning routine, get them plugged into whatever they need to after you've gotten your zone done, hopefully, or if you have to get them to school early, then you can do it when you come back and then get right on to your basic weekly plan. Or if they're teeny tiny, you're going to play with them, and maybe when they take their nap, you do your basic weekly plan. But you can do 15 minutes with an awake baby. You can. All right. So that's why the FlyLady system and motherhood go hand in hand. Because what happens is you're getting a streamlined environment to live in so that you have more time and more space for the enrichment of yourself and your family. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful.